Coming to you live from the Mediaplex in downtown Windsor, this is a presentation of Clair College Journalism.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Sanders and you're watching Mediaplex News Now. This past Sunday, Windsor hosted its third annual Christmas Comic-Con. One of the featured guests was Windsor's own Tony Gray. We sent reporter Chris Mayu to get an inside look at the life of this local artist.
I started getting involved in comics like really early. I was probably like a 3 or 4 year old kid, and I started reading like the Casper comics and Sad Sack and Richie Rich, these kind of comic books. But just one day out of nowhere, I was probably 4 or 5 years old. I was sitting in front of the TV watching Disney, and I drew this head of Donald Duck, and I said, "Wow, this thing looks just like Donald Duck." Again, in retrospect, if I looked at it now, it probably doesn't look anything like Donald Duck, but it was enough where people around me were like, "Hey, that's Donald Duck." So as a 4-year-old kid, that was pretty impressive. So, you know, looking for attention, because even at that age, you know, I wanted attention. I wanted to be the center of the spotlight, right? So I just kept drawing and drawing, and eventually I just got better and better, and to this day, you know, you never stop getting better. Like right from the earliest age, I developed a fascination with Spider-Man and John Romita's artwork that still, you know, is with me to this day, 11 years later. So, yeah. You know, you aspire to be these heroes. As it's turned out, you know, I've pretty much developed into someone with no morals, integrities, or any values whatsoever. I just draw comics and take money from everybody. So, you know, I guess, you know, you try to be a good person all the time. And when I go to cons, it's a lot of fun. I meet all kinds of young people, and you try to be a good role model. But, you know, technically, I guess if you look behind the scenes, I'm probably not the best role model. I think fan to me is so so egotistical. It's like I don't really even consider I have fans. Like I have people who enjoy my work, and I enjoy the fact that they enjoy the comics that I'm producing, because otherwise there's no value in it for me. There is no comic book that comes out with my name on unless people buy them. So if anything, I'm fans of the people who are buying my book, so I don't have to eat Kraft dinner all the time and live in a fridge box in an alleyway drinking Aqua Velva or something. My process is so old school. I truly go back to the format that was established back in the 1940s when comics were put together. You know, there are some additional technologies that go into the work just inevitably to get the stuff printed now. But I still take the boards, the 11 by 17 boards or larger, and I sit down with my pencil and I start drawing it out in pencil. Like I know most of my buddies like Jay Fabok and Yannick Paquette, and I know like a good friend Dave Finch, he went to Cintiq, so they're all doing this stuff digitally now. I know Dave has gone back to actually hand drawing again. I think, yeah, I'm not going to speak for him, but for myself, I don't think the technology is quite there, and to me there's not that tactile quality of being able to just say, there's my page right here. So I don't know what it is, just maybe a sense of nostalgia, but it's really just the way that I work and I'm comfortable working. I'm living like a 17-year-old kid. I'm playing music, I'm drawing comics, I'm traveling and touring around meeting people who are so interested that they actually come to stand at my table and get me to sign pieces of work that I've done, that I'm thrilled that they're there, and I'm thrilled to meet them. So like I can't imagine being in a better situation, and beyond that, it's all my stuff. I'm working on my own stuff. It's not even like I'm working on someone else's characters and getting frustrated that it's like, wow, I don't have control, I can't do this. It's like, I can't even imagine a better situation right now, unless, you know, I was making 5 times the money to do it, which maybe will be coming, who knows.
High school seniors will soon have to make the tough decision about post-secondary education, so Clair College helped out by offering a program information open house.
It's better to go into a college program knowing what you're going to be in for, more than going in blind. More than 1,000 high school students from across Windsor, Essex County attended the College Information Program in St. Clair College's Classic Gym, October the 6th. Students had the opportunity to speak with program representatives from across the college. As well, 23 other colleges in Ontario took part in the event, allowing students to find out about every program available in the province. Katie Jacobs, a 17-year-old high school student at St. Thomas of Villanova, showed interest in the journalism program. Jacobs says it was better to talk to a person face-to-face about the different programs available.
I really feel a lot comfortable. I was a bit nervous coming here, but I'm really happy about this because I got a whole bunch of notes of all information that I was looking for, a lot better than the website. The website's good, but it's better to speak to a person face-to-face to get the information I was looking for. So yes, this is fantastic.
Sandy McDonald, a professor in the landscape horticultural program at the college, says he answers a lot of questions about the program. McDonald says a lot of students found out about the program through events like this.
I think a lot of the students who have been by, they've just sort of seen us by chance. They've just sort of walked by and they've noticed some plant material setting there, and they've had an interest maybe in gardening, that sort of thing. So I don't think a lot of them have been targeted. They haven't noticed on the list and come to see us, but it's more or less by chance as they're walking by, which I think is true for a lot of the programs here.
According to Say Manning, the coordinator of the event, the deadline to register for Ontario college programs is February 1st, 2015. Now, with many choices for different programs available, such as service worker and educational support, the question is for many students, what program will they be attending come this next fall? For Mediaplex News Now, I'm Justin Prince.
It's time for an early look at weather. Let's check in with Christine down at the corner of University and Victoria. Take it away, Christine.
Thanks, Aaron. If you enjoy drizzly days like I do, then you enjoy today's weather. Well, what about tonight? Well, this evening we're looking at a high of 2 and a low of -3 with a 30% chance of rain. Overnight, the weather is expected to drop down to -1 and it'll be less cloudy. In a few minutes, we will have a sneak peek at Windsor's 3-day forecast. Back to you, Aaron.
Thank you, Chris. Our UK correspondent Sean Prevel brings us the latest edition of British Beat.
Welcome back to the Centre for Journalism at the University of Kent. I'm Sean Prevel, and this is the final 2014 edition of the Mediaplex British Beat. And for this edition, I decided to come back here to the centre to talk to journalists to see how much knowledge they had of Canada. So, let's take a look.
Okay, so first question, what is on the Canadian flag?
I think is it a maple leaf?
It's a maple leaf.
Perfect. And do you know what colors?
Red and white.
Well, it's a maple leaf.
And do you know what colors?
Sure. Red, white, and red, and the maple leaf is red, I'm pretty sure. Is that wrong?
No, that's right. Yep. Do you know who the Prime Minister of Canada is?
No, I don't.
That's okay.
No, I have no idea who the Canadian Prime Minister is.
No. He might have a French sounding name. No, he doesn't. Does he? He doesn't.
Stephen Harper.
Do you know what Mayor of Canada was in a huge scandal in the past year?
Yes, but I can't remember exactly what the scandal was. I remember reading stuff and thinking, because maybe it's just because I'm from Mexico and my brain thinks, oh, America's where everything happens and everyone's rowdy and rude to each other, and Canadians are just nice. And I remember reading about the scandal, which I can't remember exactly what it was right now, and thinking, oh, well, that's unusual. I thought Canadians were just kind of cool and had polar bears and, you know, stereotypes.
Last name's Ford, but I want to call him Tom Ford, and that's not his name.
Ford.
Do you know his first name?
Oh, God. Yeah, I did a thing on it and I can't even remember his name. G? Begins with a G?
I know his surname's Ford. Is his first name Rob? Is it Rob Ford?
That's correct.
Rob Ford. That's an easy one.
What would you say about Canada, just from what you know of it? Like, what are your thoughts about it?
Well, I've never been, so most of the things I know about Canada I've learned from How I Met Your Mother, I must be honest, with Robin, the character. She's from Canada, and I think that's kind of a very common characteristic, is it? Like ice hockey and snow and cold. But I'm from Norway myself, so some people kind of confuse the two countries, because I'm used to hearing that, oh, are there polar bears in the streets, and is it cold all year round? And I'm guessing Canadians get the same thing. So it's probably as fluctuating in weather and as nice in the summer as it is in Norway.
I just think it's a nice destination for holidays.
Okay.
That's what I like about Canada.
I know it's split into an English-speaking province and a French-speaking province. Pretty cold, pretty large. Those are general things I know about it.
So I have this kind of contrasting vision of really open, beautiful spaces, a crystal clear water and kind of grizzly bears having a salmon or whatever, and then this urban mixture of kind of dynamic life that I get from my other friend. And that's all I know of Canada, I think. Other than they asked us for a visa, which they didn't used to, and it's really rude, and that makes me angry.
I'm quarter Canadian anyway, so it's a place that I'd love to go to, just as a place to visit and experience the culture. I think, their culture is very special and individual. I think it's an area that does get a lot of, how do I explain it? It gets a lot of negative. There's a lot of negative assumptions from people about Canada. And I'd like to go and sort of witness that for myself and make my own assumptions about that area, because obviously it's an area that means a lot to me and my family. So I'd like to go and experience it for myself and make my own sort of judgment about it. So.
That's it for this edition of the British Beat, and the last British Beat for 2014. Thank you for joining me as I've shown you parts of England, and I will see you again in 2015. For now, reporting from Gillingham in England, I'm Sean Preble. Back to the Mediaplex.
Thank you, Sean. Recently, Crime Stoppers was at the Tecumseh Mall for their annual Take Back Your Drugs event. Justin Prince reports.
It's time to take back your drugs and personal documents. That's what the Windsor and Essex County Crime Stoppers and DocuStop did as they teamed up to hold their 7th Take Back Your Drugs and Community Shredding event on November 1st at the Tecumseh Mall. The event, which has been held at different times for more than 4 years, was held to collect any unused over-the-counter medications, prescription drugs, and narcotics, as well as to shred any unwanted confidential documents. According to Crime Stoppers Police Coordinator Constable Ryan Burney, the event collected 65 pounds of medications. Crime Stoppers also collected an estimated 8 pounds of narcotics, which were worth more than $3,000 in street value. Ron Funkenhauser, the program manager for Crime Stoppers, says events like this help promote disposing drugs properly.
Well, what ends up happening is we don't want people to put their drugs in the toilet or down the drain or in the garbage. It should be disposed of properly. So what we do is we have Zeder Pharmacy that donates their services. They're good friends of ours. And what they do is they divide the prescriptions up into narcotics, over-the-counter drugs, and there's 3 piles that they put it in, and then we seal them properly, and then again they get disposed of, they get incinerated on a location off-site from here, but at least it's a peace of mind, it's done the proper way.
The same importance was placed on the documents to be shredded. Jeff Battiston, the program manager for First Stop Services, explained that the process for DocuStop was different than other methods used. He says the pages are cut, bleached, shredded, and recycled at their facility on Erie Street. Battiston says it's important to have any confidential documents shredded.
We're shredding security documents, anything that anybody thinks that has personal information that they don't want to just dump into the landfill. And what we really want to do is create an awareness that that's very important to have done.
Now, for those people who are unable to make it to the Take Back Your Drugs and Community Shredding event, for anyone who has unused drugs, they can bring them to any drugstore or pharmacy to have them properly disposed. Crime Stoppers Windsor Essex also hopes to hold this event twice a year in the future, once at Devonshire Mall and once here at Tecumseh Mall. For Mediaplex News Now, I'm Justin Prince.
And we're joined tonight in studio by special guest Ryan Burmey of Crime Stopper. So Ryan, tell us how we do this year.
Yeah, the event went really smoothly. We had a ton of people out there. The weather wasn't great, but we had a ton of people out there. Crime Stoppers benefited by over $1,500 worth of donations at that event. And we took, I think, around 50 pounds total of medication off the streets. So we put a street value of the actual narcotics. We had a Windsor police officer come up and say the street value was about $3,000. So we're happy with the way the event went.
Impressive. So here's a situation. Christmas season is coming up and many people are traveling. What tips would you give for this season?
Yeah, I guess those people that are leaving their homes, make your home look like it's being lived in. Speak with your neighbors if you're on speaking terms with them, and have them maybe shovel your driveway if there's snowfall. Turn those lights on and off, front and back. Maybe have your lights on inside the residence on a timer. And if you have an alarm, set that alarm before you leave. And it's more communication than anything. And a big thing now is everyone likes to post their stuff on their social media sites. Yeah, I'm going to Cancun, or I'm going to Florida for the summer or the winter break. My suggestion is not to do that. You're giving an open invitation for someone to victimize you.
Indeed, it's a dead giveaway. So tell us all about Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, Crime Stoppers, as a lot of your watchers and listeners know, we're 100% charity. We're governed by a board of directors, and what we do is we allow members of the community in Windsor and Essex County an opportunity to provide us with anonymous information, and then we pass that anonymous information to help police solve local crime.
Oh, very good, and you guys are doing a good job about it. Anything expected for Crime Stoppers as we prepare for 2015?
Yeah, I think status quo. We're going to continue with our social media sites, posting any type of fundraising event or any crimes that are needed to be solved on our social media, and continue doing what we're doing.
This has been Ryan Burmey from Crime Stoppers. Thank you very much, Ryan.
Thank you.
Now, here at the Mediaplex, St. Clair College offers many different programs. One of them is public relations.
Students in the Public Relations program here at St. Clair College have a unique opportunity. Not only do they come here to learn all of the skills they need to be public relations specialists, but they learn in a multi-medium Mediaplex. And it's so important to be in a facility like this, where they know that when they go out, they will be competitive in their field.
I decided to come to St. Clair College after university because I kind of feel like I needed a little bit more to kind of make myself marketable.
I am a hands-on learner. I'm a doer, so I learn best and I can retain information more when I'm actually out using the skills that I'm taught. An example of where this program does that well was our photography classes. So in class we were taught different elements of photography. We were taught the rule of thirds and leading lines and angle and perspective, and then we were actually sent out into downtown Windsor, into the streets, and we were told to capture photos containing those different elements and bring them back to class and present them. And that's something that you can't just learn in the classroom. You have to learn that by doing it. So we actually developed an eye for photography and for getting good shots, and I really don't think that can be taught in the classroom.
Hands-on training means they'll be marketable, that they can hit the road running when they go into a company. And that's what's setting our public relations program apart. And it's also why employers are coming to St. Clair's public relations program looking for good employees.
Right now, I'm interning in corporate communications at Caesars Windsor. It's a really good place for an internship for a PR student because there are so many things that the casino does.
After graduation, I was offered a part-time position at Caesars Windsor. So I am now an external communications specialist at Caesars Windsor.
We give them a skill set that I believe will make them the most marketable of any public relations program.
Speaking of the public relations programs, the students recently got a real taste of the business world. Ryan Bro tells us all about it.
The second years of the public relations program were split into teams for their end of the semester entrepreneurship project. the teams were faced with pitching their conceptual business ideas to the four dragons, with Sam, a lawyer from the Business Accelerator, Ashlyn, a program facilitator at WeTech, Christopher, a graphic designer, and Yvonne, an intern president and CEO at WeTech Alliance. Yvonne explains how the students did.
A lot of creativity this year, a lot of really thought out plans in terms of the valuations of companies, the market analysis.
There were 6 groups in the trade show. One of the groups came up with a PR branding and rebranding agency.
We get existing or new businesses who want to rebrand their business, and we make it from scratch, and we give them campaigning ideas, and we just wanted that because in the future that would be something that we would want to do.
Another group formed a party planning company.
We often are going to be hosting and planning events that are going to take place in our clients' homes. For example, a Super Bowl party or a girls' night in or a shower, those sorts of things.
In the final weeks of the semester, the second-year students are using their feedback from the Dragons to write business plans for their companies. Reporting for Mediaplex News Now, I'm Ryan Bro.
Now it's time for our 3-day forecast with Christine Klein, who is outside braving the elements. What do you say, Christine?
Thanks, Aaron. Did you know the warmest recorded year in Canada was in 1910? Well, I bet you're anxious to find out how warm this week will be. Wednesday will be a high of 0 and a low of -3, with a mix of sun and clouds. Don't worry, it gets better. Thursday is expected to be a high of 2 and a low of -5, but mainly sunny. Friday will be about 4 degrees, also very sunny. This week is also looking lovely. From the corner of Victoria University, have a good evening. Back to you, Aaron.
Christine Klein, thank you. Working out doesn't have to mean working hard. Aisha Coburn tells us more in this Health Minute.
Do you want more definition on your shape, but don't like the strain of a hard workout? Here are 3 easy workouts that can be done without you feeling the burn throughout the rest of your day. The medicine ball throw. Picking up the medicine ball with both hands and then throwing it to the ground using your core muscles. It really tones your ab muscles. Sit-ups, stand-ups. These do require a bit more of a push, but the result is completely worth it. By doing 3 sets of 10 would most definitely do the trick when done on a daily basis. And lastly, the good old-fashioned squat. Do 5 sets of 8 squats, and you're sure to see a lot more definition in your leg and gluteus muscles. Have a great and happy workout, and don't forget to lift with your legs, not with your back. My name is Aisha Coburn, and this has been your Health Minute.
If you're looking for holiday entertainment, then be sure to check out A St. Clair Christmas. This show is put on by music, theater, performance, and entertainment technology students and can be seen at the Chrysler Theater Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 7:30 and Saturday at 3 p.m. Here is a sample.
We'll miss the
A young MMA fighter is taking Windsor and the world by storm. Sean Garrity has the story.
I'm TJ Laramie. I'm 17 years old, fighting out of MTC in Windsor, Ontario. Fighting to me is a place where I feel like I can control everything that goes on around me. I feel safe and truly at peace in the ring. Really during a fight, like I never show emotions really too much during a fight because emotions will get the better of your technique and like everything else. You're angry, you get a lot more like tired. Really, like I'm pretty blank-minded when I'm in there. I'm just, it's a lot of reaction. You know, I'm listening to my corner, say any tips they got, like while I'm fighting, if they say like, oh, throw a right hand or he's open for this, you know. I'm listening to that kind of stuff, but other than that, I'm pretty deaf, you know. And my mind's like just a white chalkboard. I'm almost never more tired than the other guy, you know what I mean? So I know I'm in control of the fight from the beginning to the end. I know I'm in control, I'm winning every way possible. I've never really been in a situation where I've been like down and I have to come back really. Usually I know how to pace myself throughout a match, so I'm not really ever tired. But if that situation ever occurred where I was beat and tired in the 4th round, all I'm thinking about is 2 more rounds to go, you know? Just take it round by round, just try to win every round. You're at that point where you want to give up and you have to go farther. That's the difference between an average athlete and a great athlete. 5 years, hopefully I'll be holding a UFC belt somewhere.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Aaron Sanders, and you've been watching Mediaplex News Now.
Mediaplex News Now is a production of the St. Clair College Journalism program.
I got a gut feeling with St. Clair that was great, and I definitely wasn't let down. It was just home. Like, I wasn't uncomfortable, I wasn't uneasy, it felt nice. I choose to take control of my future, and my path is St. Clair College. I choose to be here.